Hundreds of thousands of low-income workers in Massachusetts will soon be receiving $500 checks from their state government for distribution of the cash payments as part of the Crisis Essential Employee Premium Pay Program. The payments worth $250 million will be mailed to around 500,000 people by the end of March. And the state is basing payment on filed 2020 Massachusetts tax returns. People will be eligible for payments if their income from employment was at least $12,750, and the total income puts them below 300% of the federal poverty level. The federal poverty level is set by the federal government and increases with household or family size. The state government has said that they want to ensure this critical support is provided quickly to deserving workers across the state. The state also says people who received unemployment compensation in 2020 will not be eligible for the first round of payments, and also state executive branch employees who received or will receive a one-time payment from the state as their employer are also not eligible. But if you don't receive a check by the end of this month, the state says that they have plans to distribute the subsequent rounds of funds after this month. So folks, I'm glad to see that some states and cities are sending out their own stimulus checks.
For the whole month. So he said in the last few days of the month, the three of them sit in the same room so they can decide who needs the insulin that's left the most.
This is
now,
awful.
This is in America. This is wrong, and especially on insulin. Insulin's been around for over 100 years. It should be available.
For the recovery credit, then know this. You can claim the dependent when they file the 2021 tax return this year. Unlike the first two rounds of payments, which limited dependent eligibility to just children, the third stimulus check made accommodations for dependents of all ages. So a person who adds a parent or grandparent or another eligible dependent to their household could be eligible for a $1,400 payment, folks. Just remember that. And if a person didn't add a dependent to their family in 2021, then they may be able to claim some money via the recovery credit on their 2021 tax return. Anyone who thinks they may be eligible for more money than they received should pay close attention when filing the taxes this year, as will be the last chance to receive the funds. I believe that President Biden must do something about the stimulus checks, and he should do a better job in sending them out. And if you guys agree with me, then tell me in the comments down below and say I agree. Folks, we got some breaking news about the fourth stimulus check, and of course, Social Security news in this video. So you want to continue watching this video to find out the latest stimulus news. Everybody, it's official, up to $4,000 in new stimulus money is going to be given out to people who will qualify for the stimulus payment. Remember, if you qualify for this, you could be getting $4,000. So here's some good news. The government has announced that millions of dollars are available to help people who missed out on receiving any federal stimulus checks in 2021. The one-time payment is part of the excluded New Jerseyans Fund. New Jersey's governor set aside $40 million in federal money to be used to help families who did not qualify for the economic stimulus checks that the federal government sent out last year. The money will especially be helpful to workers in the state of New Jersey. Many were essential workers like janitors and kitchen staff who lost jobs during lockdown. And everybody, according to state officials, a one-time direct cash benefit. This means a household can receive $4,000. It's pretty much something that everybody wants to see. More stimulus payments going to those in need. Who exactly is eligible to receive this additional relief? Well, you do have to take action to claim this extra stimulus money. The application deadline has been extended from last year. However, applications may close sooner if funds are exhausted before the deadline. If your application is approved to receive this relief money, then you will have to decide whether you want to receive the payment through a paper check or a direct deposit. The one-time benefit will be delivered 2 or 3 weeks after your application is approved. And I think it's really great that more relief is finally going out to the people in need. I know right now can be a very tough time for many Americans, and with the crisis still ongoing, it is clear that another round of stimulus checks, all of us, should be approved.
Imports up over 20% in 2020 also need to come to the table and do the right thing for our country and the consumers that rely on their product. We are going to continue talking about these issues in the coming days and weeks because energy security and energy independence must be top of mind for all of us. But for today, our hearing will focus on 7 energy bills, 5 of which are bipartisan. Our agenda is short today, in large part because we did a lot of good work earlier in this Congress, and many of my colleagues' bills were included in whole or in part in the bipartisan infrastructure bill. The bills on the agenda today pertain to advancing the Department of Energy's cutting-edge research and development programs and infrastructure, as well as relating to managing Department of Energy funds, functions, and authorities. I'd like to thank my colleague, Senator Barrasso, for working with me